Hello and welcome everybody back to another episode of The Corner. I don't know, what episodes are we on at this point?
Good question, Troy. Hey, I'm not. I mean, like we've made so fucking many episodes here. Let's see.
Must be in the triple digits by now.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so this would make it episode 124. Wow.
Damn.
Holy shit.
That is a lot. Wasn't the last one the live or the video episode?
Yeah. Of my fucking epic hosting of a poker night.
Yeah,
the only epic hosting of a poker night I've ever been to.
The only legendary poker night there ever was down south of the middle line of Denmark, because there was another poker night that was hosted here in Aarhus, and that was almost as good. Although you made chili con carne, so that was that topped it though. But
at least you didn't have some stingy German-rooted rich guy there who hosted it and offered you one can of beer.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Oh my god.
Man, thanks.
Limits to cheapness. Apparently there is not. That is not all right. Is what that is.
No, that's not all right. That's not all right.
Nah, man.
So
yeah, like the topic for this episode, I guess, is going to be cleaning standards.
Clean standards.
No.
Clean standards.
No, cleaning standards, as in
cleaning standards.
How
all right.
How clean do you like your home, and what duties do you have to accept in order to live up to that?
Well, I didn't completely get it, because like you had all been partying the night before, right?
Oh yeah, we're delving right into it, I guess.
Yeah.
So should I just give a brief overview over the situation as it was?
Yeah, like tell me what had happened like the day before,
right,
or the night before.
All right, so we had basically like this. There's this concept called tour de chambre, which is from the French, meaning tour of all the rooms, which is something that every like collective has when you host when you have to get to know each other and you have to get into each other's rooms and just see how you're living and stuff like that. And we did that. It was fine. And then of course it's a custom that at each room you make a drink for the people that are participating. You have a theme and you have an activity that needs to be performed in that room. And everything went great. And my room was taken with great success. I made a karaoke room with Johnny Cash songs that were sung, and there was high mood, and we fucking even danced in my room and everything, and people spilled beer in here, and you don't hear me complaining about that. My room still looks like shit to this date. But then of course we moved, as the evening got later, we moved out into the kitchen and turned that into a dancing room. Fucking, of course, turning the kitchen into basically what can only be described as a dump at the next day.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Let me guess. Like the next day, it would just be like an ocean of empty beer bottles and liquor bottles in the kitchen.
Except
right?
except that it actually wasn't, because the way that I fucking like to party is that I like to start cleaning up at like 4 a.m. and spend like a little hour, sometimes two, but on Saturday I used an hour on cleaning from 4 to 5, just getting all the beer bottles away, wiping off the tables and stuff. And then I went to bed. Like, I had one other guy who was just like helping me with it, and we were like just chilling to some Red Dead Redemption music while we were cleaning up, listening to some A Quiet Time soundtrack, all this stuff. And then we went to bed and we were like thinking, we've done our part now. And then what happens? So hell's hammer is fucking dropped the day after when the clock apparently strikes 12 p.m. and people are saying, yes, now we all have to do the main cleaning of the semester, because apparently that's how we've always been doing it at this floor on our in this dorm, and that's how everybody does it, even if we have a hangover. And the idea is that we just all have a hangover together and fucking march ourselves out of hangover hell and fucking clean and fucking use a shitload of energy fucking coming close to puking in order to fucking clean the shit. And apparently that's the consensus with everybody here in the dorm, except for me. So what do? I'm like, fuck, no, I'm not getting, my head's hurting like shit, my hangover is holy, I will sleep the shit out, and I can fucking, if you guys really want me to clean, I'll clean in a few days' time.
But wait, so the fact that you had spent an hour in the night, like what would that be, like 8 hours before?
Yeah.
7-8 hours before, you had spent an hour cleaning up after them.
Yeah, like just getting
cleaning away all the bottles
away and just wiping the tables off, and even wiping some of the worst spillages on the floor away.
The fact that you did this was completely disregarded.
Yep, that was pretty much just. But why? Well, it wasn't disregarded, but it was like I was looked at with like eyes like, yeah, but what is the problem? Why can't you just clean with us on the day? I mean, everybody has a hangover, and that's just normal. I mean,
then you could emphasize the fact that you cleaned for an hour from 4 to 5 a.m.
As I did.
When everybody had gone to sleep.
As I did. But people were still like looking at me with complete disregard of the fact that, oh my God, are you afraid of being physically active when you have a hangover? Why? Are you a pussy? God. Are you And I was like, no, I just like to chill the day after I have partied hard. Is that so bad? Is that so bad to be relaxed the day after? Yeah, because we gotta all share the pain. Apparently, it's the idea.
I can understand that their views on this is like completely anathema to you, right? That it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking
no. I get it. You can bond with your dorm mates while you're like while you're in pain, and that apparently is a good bonding experience. I get that. I fucking get that. But on the other hand, I must just admit that the fucking the downsides pretty much outweigh the benefits of the bonding, because I have tried to clean up before while I was hungover, and on several occasions have I puked, and I'm not gonna do that to my teeth again. It's all about dental hygiene.
Okay, here's a question. Like, say that you had like been some military-minded motherfucker who had just been like, yep, 4 a.m. now I'm gonna use 4 hours cleaning all this shit myself, right? Right? Would they still be knocking on your damn door at noon and be like, hey, you gotta help us clean?
Maybe, like, I don't know. Then it would probably be different. Like, if there really wasn't much. But honestly, yeah, maybe, because it was like it was like the like it is like very indoctrinated in their tradition. So because it was not just like cleaning after the party. It was also like cleaning, like defrosting the freezer and cleaning the grill on the balcony and all this stuff. But still, to put that shit after the biggest party of the semester, in my opinion, makes no fucking sense at all.
You should fucking do that next time this happens, man. Then just fucking blast heavy metal on 100% volume throughout the dorm, knock on the doors and say like, it's time to clean, motherfuckers.
Yeah, fucking clean and then, in the night.
And then if they utter any problems with that, then you could just respond with like, well, you're the ones who said that we needed to clean at fucking 12 p.m. I'm just doing it sooner.
Yeah.
So I'm buying myself time to sleep.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I should do that at some point, but I don't know. Like it feels like the more you stir this topic, the more unpleasant the situation will be. And like, I mean, it's not like it's just one out of many factors in this dorm. I mean, like for everything else, all the other parts, it is still nice living here. But apparently this is just a hot topic, and like I don't know what to do about that.
Hey, you're coming off it easy, man. Like, because I was in my early days of like university, I was renting a room in this house with a bunch of other students, and then I had the basement with a bunch of fucking rich kids from Oslo. And do you think that fucking shower was ever cleaned in that year when I was there?
Probably not. Yeah, but that's just my point. I mean, like we have a fucking cleaning every week where there's two people that have to clean.
But at least you don't have like the personalities there who is like, I'm not fucking cleaning. Back home with my mommy and daddy, I got a maid that does that shit for me. And then when I heard that reaction, I was like, well, then I ain't fucking cleaning the shower either.
No, fuck, man. I mean, just because there's a few fucking vodka spots on the floor or some beer spots on the floor that don't kill you, that doesn't fucking automatically kill you, man. There's just some people here that need some serious chill pills in their system and need to fucking chillax some more. I'm wondering, like, because also, like, if I really wanted, you know, if this thing does get brought up again, I could fucking raise 10 fucking issues right now off the top of my head. There's people that don't fucking clean, that when they make food over the sink, then there's all kinds of fucking vegetables and shit that lie in the sink. And how often do I clean that shit out? Because nobody else does it. And what else is there? Like fucking that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. How often do I fucking change the fucking garbage cans because people are too lazy to do that? Like, that's just two examples, and I could fucking go on, but I think I made my point. Is like, and yeah, also like the amount of fucking food that I've made for this storm. Like, I'm fucking very, very eager to like take initiative and say, yeah, let's have a food club this week and let me just cook for you guys. And I'm fucking paying for that, buying all the ingredients, cooking it, standing there in my sweat and blood. And what is the thanks I get? Fucking people pay late. They fucking pay 4 weeks after the fucking dinner has taken place.
Man, like, this is the problem, and people are just not fucking grateful. It's like my fucking poke rob, but nobody was grateful for that except for you, of course.
And the minute that you yourself are like allowing yourself a little breather to just lie and rest after a party, then everybody is like, no, you're stepping outside of the collective. You capitalist. You gotta step into the communist regime.
Yeah, fuck them, man. Like, to me, it seems like that this tradition of cleaning is something that has been born out of, like in Norwegian, you call it for something like fylleangst. Which means anxiety that you're feeling after a night of heavy drinking. And then it has probably like been born out of this in your dorm, so that they can clean away and wash away the sins like it never happened. Right? That's really what it seems like to me.
Oh man.
Because you should dig deep down on this and ask your dormies, where the fuck does it come from?
Yeah.
Why was it even invented? Right.
Yeah. And that's like, I should try that next time. It's like also like it just seems that, like, as I wrote earlier, without dragging. I mean, I'm not mentioning names here, so I can mention what I wrote to you before. Like, I see them a little bit like when it comes to cleaning, and this is only when it comes to cleaning. I see them a little bit like meerkats, who are just like fucking showing up. You know how meerkats are. Like, Google a picture of a meerkat.
Okay.
Just Google that real quick so you can get a mental image of what I'm talking about. It's spelled MER and then cat.
Yeah, I got it.
They're standing like those things, like what to do? Yes, sir. We're just gonna do that. Yes.
Yeah, like in Timon and Pumbaa, right?
Yeah.
Because Timon is a meerkat, right?
And they're standing like that. They're just like following orders, not questioning the fucking logic of what has happened in this dorm before they arrived. They're just like, no, we gotta do this. We gotta do this exactly that way. And whereas I'm just sitting there like relying on the old words from my German professor, who's like, the only change you're going to affect in your lives and in politics in general, guys, is by being a little rebellious.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And when you say that rebellious, that's when like I said to you, when whoever the fuck comes and knocks on your door there about to clean, you should say,
oh
sure,
my god, now we mentioned the name. Now we mentioned the name.
But sure, then you should say, sure, I'll clean if you come in and give me a 10-minute erotic massage. Or if you don't want to do that, then I can clean tomorrow or the next day after that.
Now I feel we're getting a little juvenile here. a little vulgar, perhaps, but
showing your big balls there to tell you are the alpha of this dorm,
Yeah, like that is going a little across the line, perhaps a little under the belt.
Why? It's fucking college, or no, it's fucking university. There is no line.
Well, like, not to mention the name. I think I'm gonna blur at the name that you said before. But another one of my dorm mates, he did ask her at some point. The first thing he in fact asked her was, so what kind of preventative methods? What kind of birth control do you use? And he's still getting hassled by all the girls in the dorm to this day, because like, you don't say this kind of stuff. At least not as the very first thing.
Why not?
And I just feel like if I said to that girl who was like throwing the hissy fit before, give me the erotic massage and I'll clean anything you want. I feel like I'm gonna land on the same list as that other guy who asked about the birth control. maybe
like, so
even,
what?
maybe even worse.
So what?
Yeah, but it's just like, you ever heard the expression of don't eat where you shit?
No.
Well, that's exactly the situation that applies here. Or no, don't shit where you eat. That's the thing.
So you're telling me that like none of the people living in your dorms have had sexual relationships with each other?
Oh no, of course no. I don't know about with each other, but definitely with other people, including myself.
But not from your dorm, like not two people together from your dorm, because you're, as I recall, you're 14 people on this dorm at this dorm floor.
Well, there's definitely people that have been close, but there is actually one couple, but one of them doesn't live here anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
But still.
Still, but still, if it doesn't work out, then you still have to see this person every day, and then there will be tensions. That's just a human. That's just a human nature.
Then you can just eyeball them and stare them down, like the 3-second commander rule, right? Right.
Well, and fuck, man, I don't know, like,
commanding with your eyes.
I mean, after she had thrown that hissy fit though, I didn't like fucking stop going into the kitchen. Like, fuck, man, I've walked in there 3 times today. Like, just I don't fucking give a shit. But the funny thing is, I haven't seen her since I met her this morning, and since she told me all this stuff. So, I don't know, maybe she's in her room sitting there being fucking afraid of seeing me.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly. I mean, like, you could go over there and you can like knock on her door and say, and then say like, look, I just want you to know, like, since you don't have to blur out the name on this one, I'm just gonna say like X, right? So then you can say to X, I just want you to know that there's no hard feelings about you hassling me at like noon, all right? So I just want you to forget about that.
Yeah. Oh man. And then just blurt out in there, and how about that erotic massage?
Yeah, get that out of there, right? Fuck it.
Oh man,
fuck it, man.
That's some salty cellar talk if I ever heard it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is apparently. There's conventions on such a dorm life, but like I gotta say though, like in retrospect, it is fascinating to be a part of, because to be honest, like it is an experience still, and I mean that is essentially what we are living to do. It is to create experiences for ourselves. It is to live and to find things that can do us better in a way, that can make us better humans. And how do we do that? By taking that debate with each other and by talking about it, and that's what we're doing on this podcast. We're just talking.
It is. But definitely, like, too few of us does like these revisions on themselves, right?
For sure.
But of course, like, all of us could become better at something.
Yeah.
Be it this and that, right? But and this is something that I'm like struggling with, like revisions on myself, because for instance, like as you like pointed out, like that I could do something else, I could study, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But whenever I do these revisions, then on that, like that you said there, then I'm just ending up saying like fuck it.
Yeah. And
the reason why I'm saying fuck it is because I can't see an outcome.
Yeah, and that's always bad. You should always like have a goal in mind. Something
yeah,
you need to
have an outcome. You need to have a goal. You need to have something that can be reached, right?
and for a long time, for me, that goal was very indistinguishable because it was just like I had to myself, I just have to finish a bachelor's degree, and I was for a long time very concerned that I would not achieve that, because university, studying at Aarhus University is fucking difficult. You folks, it is not like any fucking University of Somalia or some bullshit university of, I don't know, fucking Barcelona or some easy Spanish university where you just get your degree, where you just walk in, can I buy this degree? Yep, here's your diploma. No. Like there's a lot of requirements here.
But also it doesn't stop there, right? Because like this was my mistake. My mistake was like thinking that you can just get a degree and then the fucking job, the fucking gold, and the green grass will just follow. Automatically, like you're driving a drive, right? And it doesn't work like that, because when you get thrown out from university after, I'm just saying thrown out, but I mean like graduating, right? You still gotta battle everybody else that is applying for the same positions as you're applying for.
Yeah, that have the same university degree though.
Yeah, that have the same university. Well, not necessarily though.
Like, there's like, nepotism, as we've talked about as well.
Yeah, there is nepotism, and you know, like it's like, what the fuck. Like I have a prime example of this, that my girlfriend is educated as in English you would call it a social worker. And she was like talking with some of her friends that is like working as case filers or social workers in like different departments, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at the job ads, it's like, hey, require fucking job experience in this and require a bachelor's in that, and integrity and blah 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 blah. It goes on, right?
Yeah.
And then she had talked to one of her friends that work in that department, and they had said to her like, that's not how it works. If some of us know somebody that wants to work with this that has zero experience, they're in.
Wow.
And I was thinking like, holy shit, this is in the county, right? Oh man. So yeah, man, like, so you're battling everybody else that has like the degree that you have or a similar degree that you have, right? But also you're battling the ones that have the experience and the degree, but also you're battling the people with the nepotism connections, right?
Yeah. But like, on the other hand, yeah, that is true. But that's why I like the Danish welfare state and the Danish model, because here, even if you get unemployed after you have done your masters or your bachelors or whatever, even like as long as you're educated, you will be fine here, because we have this thing that's called kontanthjälp, and not just kontanthjälp. We even have dagpenge, which is day money, which is like 4 times or at least twice as much as cash help, where you get like 19,000, I think last time I checked, kroners.
I can speak to this. I know a thing or two.
Yeah,
about
that's $2,500 a month, just for applying to various jobs and hoping that you will get something, and you will get that for 2 years after. In
order to get those though $2,500 a month, you would need 2 years of working under your belt.
No. You just You just need to be in an what do you call an A-kasse, which is like something that you, as a student, you can have it for free, and after you've educated yourself, it'll cost you something like $50 or $100 a month.
Let me clear it up for you. After you have finished your studies and your degree in something, and you are unemployed, you get the dimitent sats.
Yeah,
which is like the 13K, which I guess like is still like 2K.
Yeah, it's still like a lot of money in compared to other countries
money,
where, like in the US, you asking anyone in the US, do you give me some day money after I'm unemployed? What is the answer there?
Yeah, but fuck, man, like this is I feel like here's the difference. In the US, you would be able to walk into some place that requires like a low entry level, like an entry level position.
Yeah, maybe, but
like
there you can also get fired after 1 week if you don't like adhere to the FAT regulation. And when I say FAT, I mean like stressing, like show up on time. Do you work? Do you work for 9 hours, 10 hours, and then you go home, and then you do that, and then you just keep doing that. And if you're not sharp enough, then you're fired. And you can't do that in Denmark because we have something that's called a 3-month trial period, where you even have a salary coverage, and all these extra dimensions to it, where you're pretty much secured 3 months of a job.
In other words, we have a safety net.
Yeah.
Right.
A much more narrow safety net than in the US and even Germany.
Yeah. We have a wide safety net.
Yeah.
For sure.
And this is also why, like I was talking about before, I for a long time thought I was never going to get through the bachelor's because it is so difficult at the second largest university in Denmark. But now that I'm through that and actually got through that with damn near top grades, not top grades because I'm not what you call a straight A student, because those guys are freaking autists. And they don't know how to relax. But I got through it with like C and B's, and now that I'm doing my master's, in a weird way, I'm actually more calm about doing my master's than I was when I did my bachelor's. I'm much more relaxed.
Because you have achieved it.
Yeah, because now I've already achieved the degree, and now I am much more confident that I can do the masters, and I will do the masters, because it has given me that kind of reassurance now that I can do it. And also it helps to be back at something. Like I studied economics for a while, and that nearly broke me down. And now I'm back at what I finally love, which is in the arts and the humanities. Like Saul Goodman says, I was terrible at chemistry. I was terrible at economics. More of humanities guy. So yeah, like I love what I do now, and I am absolutely thrilled about getting through this master's and finding my specialty that will eventually qualify me to end up in some company that's going to facilitate communications between various cultures, between either German companies or English companies in that matter. Because that's the thing, I'm not just studying German anymore. I'm actually studying general intercultural studies between England and Germany and Denmark. So,
well, as long as you can give me a job when you get that CEO job.
Well, as long as you're passionate about it, which is like one of the main qualities that people look for in this society. There's nothing wrong with wanting a decent salary, but if it goes into that situation where one is just like, and so much money have I made today, then I wouldn't hire that person.
Fucking hell, man. No, I agree with you that you would like, in other words, you would have to show that you are to some value for the company, that you can actually bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Because if you are, and I've seen this before, man. I've seen fucking people being handed $100,000 paychecks a year, that did practically nothing at the company I worked for.
Yeah.
And this went on, like for years.
Nepotistic tendencies, I guess.
Yeah. And you know, like it only, and these people only vanished after like several years when the books are like finally gone over by some internal fucking accountant who's asking like, why are we pouring out all this money and getting nothing in return?
Yeah.
Because you have people like that big companies hires then, right, and saying like I want you to go over everything that we are spending money on and what we're getting in return for each one of these resources or people, right?
Yeah.
And then you have 3 people earning 100K each, and then the return coming in from them is like 0.
That is a damn travesty, is what that is. No, actually, I'm not sure about the travesty. Like, it means something different than tragedy. Yeah, false, absurd, or distorted representation of something. But yeah.
It is.
Yeah, you could say that.
It is.
You could say that.
You could say that. It's a travesty. Fucking and this is like the downside of nepotism.
Yeah.
Because if this is like somebody that is close to you, like a family member or a friend or whatever, right, you will be hesitant to fire that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no, if you were the CEO of a company and you did hire me, I would tell you that if you don't feel like I am bringing value to the company, then just fucking fire me.
Yeah. Yeah, or you could always create a position in the company that does suit you, such as like, I don't know, like if there's some menial task that I just don't want to do, like checking my email every day and briefing me on that for like I don't know, what's a fitting salary for you, like 120 kroners, like $15 an hour.
And then you could say that when you're ready to step up from that and have some more responsibility, let me know.
Yeah.
Because then you're putting you're putting the ball in the court, right? Definitely something like that. But yeah, man, it is amazing though that like you're on this path now on university as you're telling it, and at the same time you're getting all these experiences from the dorm life.
Yeah. Like
have you
like it's like my qualification, my academic qualifications and performance at university have taken a step up, as well as my social life. So like, not to sound arrogant or anything, but things are truly looking up, which is quite ironic and contrasting to the world situation right now, because that seems to be going down the drain. Down the shitter, to be honest. I mean, the Iron Curtain is moving again in fucking on the border to the east, to Eastern Europe. That is a damn tragedy, is what that is.
I'm just like thinking that like, let's just focus on what we can control.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck everything else, because someone in the work is like constantly worried about like, what if Vlad fires the nukes? What if Biden fires the nukes?
Yeah. It's like it's like Cold War Chapter 2.
Yeah, on multiple occasions my response is like, so what? You can't do anything to fucking change it anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
So let the world run its course. Let the chumps that is like running this world do theirs, and we do ours.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely going to be a lot more need for communications in the future because of the new nationalist trends that is happening. This is something that is brand new. That's actually what I'm studying at the moment. The nationalism movements across all of the European countries is rising again. Right-wing populism especially is popping up. And it's a dangerous trend, but it's kind of inevitable because everybody's, I don't know, like, I don't know where it's
I
even
think,
coming from.
I think that like it's right wing in Sweden right now. It's going to be right wing in Denmark again at the next election.
Yeah, no, but that's not what I'm meaning. That's politics.
I know what you mean.
I'm
That's
talking
politics,
about
but,
the societal and cultural
it's
trends
moving up.
where people, like you can see it in Britain, for instance, who voted for the Brexit and wanted more sovereignty, and what did they get? It fucked their economy up. So that's an example of societal and cultural implications that had absolute terrible effects for politics.
But they could still have been like nationalists without leaving the EU. But that was just like what spiked.
But it wasn't in the spirit of the people. And at the end of the day, it's the people in a democracy. It's the people who decide that. So yeah, it's it was like. And that's why politics is always so. We can go down this rabbit hole real quick. That's why politics is always so fletched together with the culture and sociology of a society. Because guess what? Politicians are also humans, and those humans are embedded in a culture. And that culture has a certain consensus somewhere in society, and that society, what is a part of what is a part of the people, the common folk. So it is all connected in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is the truth, at least, or at least a slice of the truth.
Hell, man.
Amen to that. Anyway, that was probably too much politics for this podcast. Let's take it down to earth again. I think. Wow, we're already on 40 minutes here. What's the latest Joe Rogan podcast you have listened to?
Man, it's been a while since I've listened to like the latest Joe Rogan podcast. It was just like an exempt of it when they were like talking about like why Vlad attacked or invaded Ukraine, which was that they just want land, and more land.
Yeah. If you
expanding their
empire.
If you
get a chance, check out the latest Mike Tyson episode where they literally don't talk about, like, I already have forgotten what they talked about, and they talked for 3.5 hours, which once again is testament to how amazing of an ability Rogan has to keep talking and keep the conversation alive and talk about universal interesting stuff that happens on his podcast without really having much content that he's talking about. That's an art. That's an art form, and not just does he keep the conversation alive, he keeps it alive while being under the influence in most of his podcasts. Maybe that is why he actually can do it, because in some people, I know it with my good old buddy Chris that I met in Germany, who's from Atlanta. Who is also like, whenever he smoked weed, he could just go on and on and on and on for hours talking about stuff without really making much sense. I mean, sure, he did make sense in the moment, but like, I can't really having trouble to honestly recall our conversations now, what we talked about. But it was about life, and I think that's the beautiful thing about weed. Now, I don't smoke weed myself because I never could get used to inhaling all this smoke and stuff. So I just keep the coffee and alcohol. Plus
it's expensive, man.
Yeah, plus it's expensive. But what I think is happening when you smoke it is it enhances your experience of the world without you necessarily understanding the world. You experience the world, and at the end of the day, isn't that why we are here, to experience the world rather than understand it? Because honestly, like, as much science there's out there's Albert Einstein, and then there's all these smart people, but can they really explain what's outside of the universe and what's outside of that universe and what's outside of that? Can we really explain that into detail?
I don't think so. We can't. No.
Or are we just meant to? Or are we just actually meant to just experience the world as it is? And the more emphatically and the more passionately we experience it, the better at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The more you get excited about stuff, the more interesting it gets for people to listen to and to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely.
And to be inspired. Like, that's essentially what we are doing here. That's what Joe Rogan is doing, is you try to inspire people with your words, with your voice. It is that's what poetry did for people in the Middle Ages. I mean, we have a whole time span which goes from 700 to before the Viking Ages, actually, from 700 to 1400, which is known as the Middle Ages. 1200 is High Middle Ages, 1400 is Late Middle Ages. And during this entire time span, we had the concept of of the courts, and courtly love is a big theme there. And what did people do there in order to entertain and inspire people? They wrote poetry. They wrote short, condensed words, because that was about the extent to which these peasants and these common folk were actually able to pay attention. And even the king wasn't able to pay attention, or maybe he was able to pay attention, but he certainly didn't want to pay more attention than to these short, condensed poems, this very strict and rigid format of which William Shakespeare and Goethe, none the least, are experts in keeping this format condensed and keeping it clean. The sonnet, the most beautiful and rigid of all structured poems, is probably the most experimental and experiential form of human experience that you can get, because you can condense the human language into such a short 14-line poem.
Yeah.
Wow,
definitely.
what a rant there.
What a rant there,
off, man. Oh,
yeah.
Holy shit, man. And that's all on one cup of coffee I had at 7 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Do you have an explanation for that?
No clue, man. No clue.
And I just figured out while I was doing my Johnny Cash theme for last Saturday's Tour de Chambre, that he was actually a heavy user of what is it called, this drug again? I gotta Google that. I've just found the quote from Wiki, and I'm just gonna read it because this is interesting. This is about while on tour that year, Johnny Cash was arrested October 4 in El Paso, Texas, by a narcotics squad. The officers suspected he was smuggling heroin from Mexico, but found instead 688 dexedrine capsules, which are amphetamines, and 475 Equinil sedatives, which are sedatives or tranquilizers. Tablets that the singer had hidden inside his guitar case. Because the pills were prescription drugs rather than illegal narcotics, he received a suspended sentence, like probation. But Johnny Cash just posted a $1,500 bond and was released until his arraignment.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, what a life he had, but he was never, and also he'd been convicted for several misdemeanors in his career, but was never held for more than a day, because the misdemeanor was like something like trespassing because he wanted to pick some flowers behind a yard or something, like behind a private yard.
Yeah.
And like, so he was never a bad guy. He was just like driven out from his fame, I think. I don't know, but like I don't know about you, man. I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan. Made some good songs for sure. What's your favorite Johnny Cash song?
I think like "Burn in the Ring of Fire" or "The Ring of Fire."
Oh yeah, that's good. My favorite one is Ghost Riders in the Sky. Directly followed by God's Gonna Cut You Down.
Yeah.
That's for sure, man. Yeah, but I don't know how we got off on drugs here. Yeah, because we were talking about how I was just able to do this long rant when I've only had 1 cup of coffee early in this morning, and my only answer to that is that there must be some I know you don't believe in this, but there must be some godly force, which I like to call Jesus, who is helping me, and that's about as religious as I'm gonna go on your guys' asses now. Just like Johnny Cash, actually, he was also a Christian. Many of his songs are about personal Jesus, for instance. But anyway, I will not preach that much more about that now. I don't know, do you have any other commentaries?
Nah, I thought it was great, man. Don't forget to sub.